Venus completes its journey through Taurus and enters Gemini on Wednesday, June 22nd. Expect to be more playful, more flexible and open-minded when it comes to dating and relationships, and more creative, intellectual, and inventive when it comes to your artistic self-expression. Let's talk about it in more depth and break it down for all 12 signs. My name is Anastasia. I'm a traditional Western astrologer specializing in natal, relationship, and predictive astrology. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave me a like or a comment. And if you'd like to work with me, there's a link down below. You can book a reading with me at anastasiadoesastrology.com. So Venus is the planet of beauty, attraction, desire, things that come together, and like it has the power, it's like a glue, it glues things and people together. Whenever Venus is in a sign other than the signs that Venus rules, Taurus and Libra, she behaves according to the nature of that sign. So here we have Venus in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. It's the masculine domicile of Mercury. So we have quickness, we have noise, we have intellectual matters, right? Like I think Gemini is very much like an airport or a news station with like things constantly coming in, the signals coming in, things are happening, a lot of stimuli. Or you can also kind of compare it to TikTok because there's short videos, short attention span, a lot of stimulation, not a lot of time. So Venus in Gemini is a little bit of like that. It's also picturing Venus, the goddess of beauty, living in the house of Gemini, like the place filled with messages and cell phone noise and emails and gadgets and kind of a lot of books, right? So we pick up some of that energy. We start to express ourselves through that energy. Mercury is also in Gemini until July 5th. So that is wonderful. It's very supportive. Venus will stay in Gemini until July 17th. So until June 22nd, until July 5th, Mercury is at home supporting Venus. It's kind of quite lovely. You can even hear the music playing outside in honor of Venus entering Gemini soon. And then Mercury goes into Cancer on July 5th. So we still have those mercurial qualities. We're still attracted to intellect, and I'll break it down in depth in a second, but we become more sensitive. We become more focused on staying within our comfort zone. But until July 5th is an exciting time. Mercury is the host of Gemini at home together with Venus. So it's like, want a new game? I got you. Want an exciting texting exchange, sexting, role-playing? I got you. Want a new creative idea for your TikTok? Mercury got you. So you are definitely going to be more playful and more inventive when it comes to your creative things and relationships as well. So what can we expect, right? Like Venus in Gemini is very intellectual. It's Mercury deals with communication, with words, with transportation, with a quick exchange of ideas. So here we are attracted to the mind. We are attracted to words, ideas, concepts. Gemini is a mutable sign. Gemini is a sign that changes things, that flips the perspective, right? It's a sign that's able to see things from two sides of the story. So we might be like that in our relationships. All of the mutable signs, especially, let's say not all, let's say Gemini and Virgo, but mutable signs in general, they're like two-bodied signs, so they represent change, and they often have the ability to see things from two sides of the story. But Mercury-ruled signs even more so, because Mercury is the planet really close to the sun. It goes retrograde 3 times a year. It's an evening star, it's a morning star. It conjoins the sun a bunch of times a year. So it shifts, it changes. It's both masculine. It's like masculine and feminine. It's both, right? So a lot of times when people have strong Gemini placements, sexuality might be less strict. It's very like, it becomes more fluid. It's becomes like harder to figure out. So during Venus in Gemini, you may find yourself being attracted to people, to genders that you haven't found yourself attracted before. It's very much like, you know, this, that, and the other. Very bisexual placement in a lot of ways. So that's something we can look forward to. We tend to be more open-minded, more, like I said, fluid and flexible to different points of view, different perspectives. It's very helpful for working together with other people because we sort of have this innate understanding that we may not have all the pieces of the puzzle, and it's important to consider every side of the story. It's a very fast energy, very Venus on a lot of caffeine, right? Like she's kind of like this guy, that guy, this guy, that guy, this girl, this guy. So there is like a lot of electricity, and it's lovely once again for any creative things. Like if you are a content creator, and Mercury is in Gemini right now, so I feel like I'm projecting it a little bit. So if you're a content creator, if you are a writer, if you are a rapper, a poet, like it will be easier for you to express things. Tupac had Venus in Gemini. A bunch of other rappers have strong Gemini placement, so it's definitely supportive of wordsmithing. Very youthful energy. We are kind of like, you may experience the beauty of new attractions and new exciting beginnings in relationships. More experimental, right? More up for trying different things, both creatively, romantically, also when it comes to beauty. So expect benefits for Mercury ruled things like negotiation, communication, filmmaking, poetry. I'm so curious if you guys can hear the like music playing outside. I don't know whether I like it or hate it. And that's another thing with like when Gemini is strong, right? Like you may be ambivalent about a lot of things. You may be uncertain about relationships, and that's why you're also more prone to be kind of flaky. And that's more negative side of Gemini, right? Like you're so playful that sometimes you may walk that fine line of not being honest. So definitely watch out for that, and be careful doing too many things at once. Like watch out for overextending yourself, trying to take on everything, having like a million goals, a million projects running at once. You can definitely benefit from nature time, alone time, journaling, meditating, anything to like mellow it out. And of course, it's a mercurial sign, so watch out for overthinking, watch out for being too nitpicky when it comes to relationships. It's more of a Virgo quality, set of Virgo, but Gemini also has a little bit of that, like being too rational when it comes to romance. Try to be in the moment more. So some of the people who had it, like, you know, I have a couple of examples like Tupac, as I mentioned, Shakespeare, very much poetic, beautiful storyteller, and Elon Musk also has this. So a great example of like inventive energy, and being able to put together the intellect, the inventiveness with creativity and beauty, right? Like creating things that are aesthetically appealing and are a joy to look at. So let's take it through all 12 signs and see what you might expect with this Venus in Gemini. For Aries rising, Venus goes into the third house. Third house deals with siblings, neighbors, people in your immediate environment. So expect to have better relationships with people right next to you. You are more interested in hanging out with them. Your social life may be busier. The sun has been in Gemini for a while. Mercury has been in Gemini. So it's just more energy, more joy from hanging out with people, from exploring your neighborhood. Venus brings gifts, so you will enjoy walking around, exploring new places. Your communication skills will be better because third house deals with how we express ourselves, and Venus here is very much charming and great at solving any problems, any conflict. So if you there's like, if you have two roommates and they're struggling, you may be the one smoothing in and being the diplomat who sort of like fixes things. And of course, Venus deals with romance. So for some of you, maybe it means dating neighbor, or like dating a neighbor or meeting someone in your neighborhood, like when you're out and about, just like keep your eyes open. For Taurus risings, Venus goes in the second house, and Venus in the second house can bring you financial gifts. It can bring a return on investment, a pay raise, maybe a client pays you for something that you've done a long time ago. You may feel more confident in yourself. It's kind of lovely because Venus would have been in your first house and its home sign, making you more charming, making you more attractive. Now this kind of transitions into your sense of self-worth, and perhaps you recognize yourself as someone who's like worthy of high income and you ask for it, or you recognize yourself as a person who is not defined by the past. Then you start to kind of see yourself from a different perspective. It might be the time when you're spending more money on beautiful things, on your romantic partner. You're likely to be more generous, giving more gifts, spending on beauty procedures. And it goes both ways, right? Like it goes, you get gifts, and then you may also be the recipient of gifts. Great time to take care of your personal finances. Watch out for like spending all of your money on this new love that comes into your life, possibly, or the love that is already in your life. Like try to be thoughtful and careful. For Gemini risings, this is beautiful. Venus in the first house is pretty much always great. It makes you more charming, right? Like first house is the embodied version of houses. First house shows us what you look like, how you come across to other people, how you are perceived. So Venus being the planet of beauty and manifestation and diplomacy, when it's in your first house, it just gives you that much more beauty and more joy and more ability to draw things in. You're literally, this is like right now from June 22nd until July 15th, you are at your most, July 17th, you are at your most appealing, attractive. So great time to go out there and date. And if you're not interested in dating, if you're already set and happy romantically, this can also be a great time to present any ideas to upgrade your look, because first house is your physical body. Take care, cut your hair, color your hair, do something exciting, and work with other people. Work with others or ask other people for help. If you are a Cancer rising, Venus goes in your 12th house. This is more of a hidden place for Venus. 12th house deals with isolation and spiritual matters and letting things go. It's sometimes the place of the past. So with Venus here, your love life becomes quieter, possibly. Doesn't mean things are not happening, but things are likely happening behind the scenes. Maybe you are involved in a relationship, but you're not like super out in public all the time. Maybe you are hanging out with your partner at home. Be careful, as always, with this placement, with getting stuck in the past or dating people who are not available, getting involved with people who are not fully present for you. Like maybe they're somehow occupied, married, or, not there. There might be Venus in the 12th, might enjoy imaginary romance more than the real thing. So definitely pay attention to who you find attractive. And if you do, this could be lovely for working on yourself and understanding yourself better, and then healing anything that maybe you didn't heal before. Great for imagination, could be very creative period, and lovely for getting away with your partner, going traveling somewhere. For Leo rising, Venus goes into the 11th house. 11th house is our friendships, networks, hopes and dreams, social media. So you can expect more charm when it comes to more charm, harmony, and ease when it comes to any of those matters, right? Like your friendships are a source of joy right now. Maybe you're traveling with your friends. Maybe you are connecting with them better. The music outside just keeps distracting me. I wonder if it's gonna play all the way through this video. But so more joy from friendships, possibly joining new groups, or right now you're very much drawn to people who share things with you, people who maybe have the same goals, people who are creative and inspirational somehow. So finding new connections and also benefiting through your connections could be quite significant at this time. For example, if you are trying to break it into social media and you reach out to someone and you collaborate with them, maybe you also have this like exciting inspirational idea to express yourself, to, you know, apply for a job through posting a video on TikTok. This might be lovely at this time. And dating friends, getting involved with friends might be a possibility here too. For Virgo risings, Venus goes in the 10th house. So 10th house deals with career, status, reputation, the way the public sees you, the way your bosses see you. And couldn't think of a better time to be more charming at work, to ask for more at work, to ask for any kind of recognition, support, more responsibilities, more creative, exciting projects, because you're definitely more likable right now and more seen as the person who can take on this project, right? And like, especially if it requires some kind of creative thing, creative writing possibly. So there might be opportunities in creative writing, in speaking, in mentoring or teaching other people. Dating and romance can be connected to work at this time. So maybe you meet someone at the job or through your job, and getting, yeah, like watch out for getting like dating your boss if that's not a good idea. Of course, you know, depends on where you work and what your goals are, but just like, I don't see actually this being negative, because Venus is in a pretty good position, especially until, you know, July 5th when Mercury is in Gemini. But it might be like a little shaky, right? Especially with Venus and Gemini being like, oh, this is a good idea. Oh, maybe it's not a good idea. Oh, maybe it's a good idea. I have a friend who is Venus and Gemini, and she, like, we joke that her moods and her affections change on a daily basis. Thankfully not with friendships, but definitely sometimes with guys. Yeah, use this opportunity for creative writing, for presenting ideas, for expressing yourself through some artistic things. For Libra risings, Venus goes in the 9th house, and I can see you dating someone foreign. I can see you traveling somewhere, learning about Venusian things, right? Like exploring Tantra or Kama Sutra, anything like that, like taking a class, reading a book about orgasm. I literally have a book like that. So maybe I should read it, because I bought it, but I did not read it. So you want to learn Venusian things. You're more excited about opening up your world and connecting with people that are different than you. Traveling is lovely at this time, and working with people who are somehow different than you, right? Like working with people who can teach you, inspire, expand your world somehow. Yeah, great time to travel, or great time to plan a trip. go on adventure, even if you cannot travel right now. Let's say, you don't have your vacation time yet, could be lovely for planning a trip, right? Like you're sort of planting the seeds with this Venus in your 9th house about how you'd like to spend your time by booking a trip, and then you may take advantage of it later. For Scorpio risings, Venus goes in the 8th house. 8th house is the resources of other people. So few ways this can manifest. This can bring gifts to your partner. Sometimes you see the partner getting an inheritance or getting a pay raise or getting some kind of opportunity professionally. And maybe it's something they've been working on for a while and they finally get recognition. And then it also like benefits you because, they are generous with you. And this doesn't have to be just your romantic partner. This can also be your business partner or someone you work with on a project, right? Like if you are a student, a PhD student, and you're working with someone who has applied for a grant, maybe they get that grant and you can continue working together. At the same time, other people can be more generous with you. They can bring you gifts. I am a Libra rising, and Taurus Venus would have been in my 8th house, and the amount of free pastries I received is not, it's like hard to count, but there's been a lot of pastries, a lot of like, here's this thing, pay us $2, but here's all of it. So getting gifts, getting kind of wonderful, maybe it's something intellectual. Maybe you get a book, maybe you get a ticket to a museum or to a concert, something like that. 8th house sometimes deals with drama and hidden passions, and maybe has a little bit of a tendency, a desire to create drama. So be careful, like instigating drama in your life. Instead, try to use this energy to work on yourself, to address any past difficulties and connect with yourself better. For Sag risings, this is lovely. Venus goes in your 7th house. Venus loves the 7th house. Mercury's here, so if you're single and interested in dating, this is like great. Mercury is a faster turnaround. Venus in Gemini is open-minded, flexible. If let's say you've always been a monogamous relationship person, this could be the time when you're like, I'm just gonna casual date for a little bit. I'm gonna see what that feels like. And you put yourself out there and you try something new. Or you experience a renewal in your relationship. More romance, more dating, more fun. Great time to connect with your partner on an intellectual level. Maybe you sign up for a cooking class together, or you put a puzzle together, or you join like a book club together. Definitely connecting on like an intellectual level, being more playful, being more romantic usually comes with this Venusian placement. And you can also expect your relationships to be easier, which is great, right? Because Mars will be retrograde in your 7th house a little bit later this year, and that can be kind of dicey. Don't want to freak anyone out. Doesn't have to be a terrible thing, but it's just like Mars retrograde is not always easy. Venus in the 7th house, on the other hand, enjoy. For Capricorn rising, Venus goes in the 6th house. 6th house is the place of service, hard work, health, diet, exercise, problem solving, legal matters. So Venus and Mercury together here until July 5th is great for problem solving. Your mind is your biggest muscle right now, and you're able to get yourself out of tough spots. Professional relationships are likely to be better, to feel easier, smoother, and you will be more interested in bettering your diet, maybe exercising through some kind of Venusian creative things like taking up dancing or going hiking. It's not necessarily super Venusian, but something that is both artistic and intellectual. So like dancing or singing, anything like that could be nice right now. Bettering your diet could be lovely. Watch out for overindulging. There's always a danger with Venus in the 6th house that you just feel like, you know, you want sugar, you say yes to all the sugar. So try to stay balanced, which is always good to stay balanced. And if you are involved in any like legal matters, legal battles, this might be the time when you see things getting positive for you or getting kind of like resolved in your favor. For Aqua risings, this is lovely, similarly to Sag risings, because Venus goes in your 5th house, and Venus is in its joy in the 5th house. 5th house and Venus have affinity for one another. If Venus is the planet of fun, creativity, romance, sex, that's what 5th house is about. 5th house is the place where we allow our individuality to soar. We have fun, have sex, make babies, connect with children, play. So Venus coming there is a boost for excitement in your life. There is more playfulness, there's more desire for new experiences, both creatively and romantically. There's an ease in your romantic relationship. There's an ease with your children, dealing with your children. You are more attractive, and you don't even necessarily have to go out of your way. You may just naturally draw someone in by being out with friends and telling jokes. Someone might see you because you're representing that Venusian charm and fun. Creatively, you're more inspired. This is definitely one of the better placements for Venus and Gemini to express itself through making videos, going out on playful dates, putting puzzles together, taking up a new hobby that stimulates your mind. Maybe you like, what is it called when people make boards out of different pictures? Making picture boards. But, you know, like taking up a hobby like playing chess, or taking up a hobby that pushes your mind to go farther and try more. Be inspired by children at this time. Like look at kids, even if you're like single and you don't have any children, look at how they play, how they act, how they are unapologetically themselves, especially until a certain period of time when everything just goes to hell. No, it doesn't. But we tend to become a lot more self-conscious at some point, right? I don't know at what age that happens, but it happens. And any relationship that is started right now is likely to be more playful, more passionate, and more romantic. So get out there and date if you're into it, or, you know, create and have fun. Be careful though, always an disclaimer. Venus in the 5th can overdo it, right? There might be like, oh, I have this party to go to and I have a date and I want to go to a casino to gamble and play poker. So you want to be careful, and you want to like make sure you're not getting out of control with your exciting passions. Last but not least, for Pisces, Venus is about to go into your 4th house, and what a lovely time to spend time with family or in your home. Your home becomes a place of joy. You may be entertaining more, you may be calling your friends over, maybe you are upgrading the decor in your home. Could be a lovely time to, you know, change the color of your blinds, or get a new rug, or buy more house plants. You might actually, with Venus and Gemini, you might enjoy buying some board games, so you have a chance to have fun in your home. Aesthetics definitely become more important. And the home can be not just a place of gatherings and get-togethers, but the home can also be a source of comfort and maybe a place that you work from, or making money. Venus is not always connected to money, but Venus is connected to things we desire, and you often need money to acquire the things we desire. So making money from home or from real estate, from property, could also figure here. It's like, you know, whenever there's a good planet, a strong benefic planet in the fourth house, you may benefit from selling your property, from moving, from making changes to your home. So definitely take advantage of that. This is it. I hope you enjoy Venus in Gemini. Say hi in the comments and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.